What's up, guys? I had a really good idea how to start the show off just moments ago. They say start it with a hook, just really grab them. Maybe not like that's a bit too aggressive, but hey, what's up, guys? And it's gone now. So, sorry. Roll the intro. Yeah, I know. Shouldn't have. Told myself I wouldn't, but then I did. Excuse me. I didn't mean that. Hey. Peeps, welcome back to Full Circus. My name is Tristan Sartoris. It almost rhymes with the show, but not quite. Yeah, he didn't even say quite right. He said quite. I don't know. I think I saw a quite over here. That's Elmer Fudd trying to talk about a crate. But guys, I am happy to be here with you. I don't know where I was going when I said quite, but that's okay because I'm here now. I just restarted the show. I'll admit it. I got 2.5 minutes into it, and nothing bad happened except for I broke down, okay? I did a bit about bobbing for apples and your negative emotions. I was talking about feeling your feelings, and I said, when I go out into the world, I'm just my true authentic self, and I'm doing the bit now by repeating what I did, and that's okay, all right? I'm just going to let it happen. But I did the whole shtick about, if you got negative feelings floating up, freaking bob for that, like your dog's dying, I don't know, bob that, get that out of here, just go, you gotta meet it. You gotta meet it head on. You can't try and suppress, you don't shove the apples down, you bob for that. Oh, my grandma's health problem, and deal with it. So I was saying that I don't put anything down. If you see me at a barbecue and I'm happy, I'm happy. Because if I'm not, I'm going to show up there, either with fists because I'm upset or angry or, hugging myself because I'm scared or crying or weep. I'm me all the time. And I don't think anybody should be bottling anything. I'm saying open cap forever. Now, I didn't mean to repeat that whole bit because that's the reason I restarted. So now, doing that in the first place was a waste of time. But I just keep suffering from this never ending that paralysis by analysis. Is that what it's called? Is that what it is? I don't know. Or analysis paralysis. It's one of the two, for sure. Okay. But if when you're paralyzed because you analyze, I think that's cooler. It sucks. And that's where I got for a second. I was like, man, is this right? Is this perfection? Am I doing this thing right? Maybe just screw the whole freaking thing. But then I started the show and I told you it anyway. And that's, even though I suffer from trying to be a perfectionist and you're like, this got to be flawless. I'm still so stubborn that even though I restarted, I felt the need to bring it up. Okay. You don't get the win brain. All right. My heart runs the show. Sometimes my heart doesn't know, what we're even doing though. My heart's not beating that great lately, man. I've been eating so poorly. And that's tough because not only do I often tell you guys on the show that I've fallen off the wagon and I have to keep on getting back here, but it's hard because you expect more out of accountability. Like people say, just be accountable to somebody and that will give you the tools to succeed. That's not true, man. I just keep on coming to the show and telling you guys that I failed. That doesn't feel like great accountability. That just feels like bragging about being a loser. Why? I don't know. I just want to win. I don't want more accountability. I just want to win. I just want success. So anyways, I fell off the wagon. And, I ate a lot of snacks, like 2 whole boxes of Oreo. Thins, though, okay? They weren't Oreo fats. So I thought maybe by the thins, like that was subconsciously, it was telling me deep down that there's something there. I think, they tricked me. Failed. Bad marketing. Bad. So I fell for that. And after I ate 2 whole boxes of them, I thought, we're in too deep. So I might as well eat 2 more boxes of Reese's Chips Ahoy, but they were the soft version, which, softness, it feels, healthier maybe. I'm really spinning it. And at that point, if that wasn't getting Joey Chestnut, the competitive eater, shaking in his boots, I then ate 3 whole bags of hot Cheetos. So you know what? I had myself a weekend. All right. I'm not going to lie to you and say I don't party. I do. And I was getting some acne and, maybe my heart isn't beating the best because of it. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to live it up, dude. Live it up dangerously. I live wild. While other people are doing some dangerous things and drugs and they go, oh, we're risking our lives and, you might die or whatever. That's not scary to me. But how many boxes of cookies have you taken down? Okay. Every single time I step into a grocery store, people get scared. They go, he's back again. What's he gonna do this time? Is he even gonna read the label, the nutrition facts? Is that guy, did he just grab 2 boxes of Oreo Thins? Yeah, I did, man. I'll have Oreo Thins. I'll have regular Oreos. Give me Oreo Fats, okay? I've said this for a while, dude. I want a food brand, a snack or something. It's all about, oh, we have less fat, we have less sugar. I don't want that, okay? I want someone to own that. Be like, hey, by the way, for the chubsters out there, people who aren't worried about it, like they just want to party and live dangerously, we're now here with 30% more fat, with now 70% more sugar, you know? That's what I want. I want freaking warning labels on my goldfish, on my cookies. I want people to say, are you sure? You know, I want like an extra danger little tab as I open it. Like you have to peel a second one. It's like when you're downloading a file on your computer. It's like, hey, are you sure you want to do this? Are we scan? I'm like, hey, I'm risking it all. And eventually I'll get to the center of that box of diabetes. But hey, listen, that's what I went up to, okay? I didn't live that dangerously, but I tried, okay? There were Oreo Thins. Is it that big of a deal? Perhaps. I put on 8 pounds again. So anyways, is my heart beating the best? Probably not, but I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm back on the wagon. And it is difficult because they say, like, by eating better, you know, my body is a vehicle. It's a temple. I want to put the right fuel into it, you know? By eating all this garbage, you're effectively pouring dumpster water into your machine. And, you know, while that may have some validity, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do know the way that junk food makes me feel. It's not dumpster, okay? It's freaking, oh, this is bad for my body, but great for my emotions. And now I'm back. I'm eating fruits and vegetables and oatmeal. I'm like, life freaking sucks, you know? So, oh, you're freaking feeling yourself? Now you should be feeling like a golden god. And that's not how I feel, dude. I do not feel like a temple, man. I feel like a motel. But when I'm eating freaking good stuff, I feel I'm on top of Cloud 9. You know, some people are like in Cloud 9. I'm above it. Cloud 10? Is that you? Is that me throwing it back with some cookies, with some snacks and sour Skittles? Perhaps. So, anyways, that's what it's been. That's been my life recently. So, anyways, guys. Yeah. What else on top of that? Just getting dialed in. Just trying to stay healthy. Ish, kind of, you know, I want to live wild, but been going on walks again. That's always great. I almost got hit by a car today while I was walking, and I have headphones on while I'm doing it, so I can't necessarily hear everything, but this isn't why I almost got hit. Now, I do blast the Star Wars theme, the Force theme, and I'm just like walking down the street, arms out like I'm trying to hug reality, man, because I feel like I'm just taking it. Whoops, we're knocking things over. Now, look. The judgmental part of my brain says you should cut that out. You should skip it. But nay, dude. We're so stubborn. We leave that thing tipping over. Because that's what? Real. Okay? If you guessed something other than that, you shouldn't have. So anyways, what was I saying? Yes. I walk down the street and I'm just kind of feeling myself. And I came at like a little bit of an intersection. It was like on a back road though. And someone was trying to turn out of the stop sign. So they're waiting here. Here's the stop. Here's the whole road. They're on this road. And as I walk to them, I don't want to walk in front because people are, you know, quick to pull out. So I walk behind her car. Now, as I'm walking behind her car, she's waiting to turn out, but instead she starts backing up for some reason. Like as if someone was going to hit her car. I don't know what it is. I just knew that she was backing up. So I'm like, oh, shoot, I got to run quick to get out. So I'm across the street. As I'm doing that, someone zips through, like turning onto this road. And I sprinted so fast. I almost got hit by 2 cars. Like I was in a game of Frogger, man. And I can't imagine what the person saw, either of them, if they even saw me at all, because I was so quick. But imagine you just turn onto a road and all of a sudden I'm like, huh, like a freaking deer. I'm boing, boing. I leap, dude. A gazelle. I was so fast. So it got me shaken up a little bit. So I don't know. Be safe. I don't know what the moral of the story is, but I'm trying to walk because I eat a lot of bad food. And I saw an older man today, and that's, you know, it's not every day you see an older man. He gave me the nod, though. It was pretty cool. And, you know, I think he almost fell asleep because the nod was so slow. You ever see one of those by an elderly person? Like, he gives you the nod, like, Like, are you coming back up for that? You know, like he goes, And I feel like I gotta still look at the guy so we can, you know, meet our eyes once he's done nodding. I was like, you know, come back for the nod. We gotta finish the what's up exchange, dude. So waited around in his driveway for 3 to 5 business days, got the what's up, and that's it, man. That's the walking adventures. Nothing much happening out there. It is raining, though, so I'm glad that I was able to get my walks in beforehand, and I knew that it was going to rain, okay, because I checked the weather. You know what I've been thinking about recently is that who watches the Weather Channel exactly? And I think about that kind of like with the news, too. You know, like, are you actually watching it happen? Because I feel like this is instant. I just check weather and it says, oh, it's raining. But you turn on the Weather Channel and go, oh, we got the whole graphics. We've got some cloudy storms moving southeast with the winds blowing for all, and they go through the whole shtick. Who's actually taking the time to watch that? It can't be that good. Same with the news, man. Like, you want to watch, like, okay, after this commercial, we'll be right back. And I got to sit through ads just to find out if this guy really did rob a 7-Eleven. Or you just Googling, like, oh, dang, what's going on? What's the crime in my town? And you find it immediately. I can't. It's not to say I don't have the time. I do. I have plenty of time. But I don't have the patience. And I'm just curious who's actually sitting there like, okay, we're going to sit down. We're going to watch the Weather Channel still. You're going to sit there and wait for someone to tell you whether it's sunny or not? No chance. I know some people might want to equate that like, oh, you're going to actually sit down and watch a football game? Why don't you just check the score afterward? That's not the same thing at all, man. Unless you are equating live action sports to the Weather Channel. And I don't know what they're doing over there, man. I never got it. I never got it with that or news, and I still don't. So if anybody out there is watching the news, explain it to me. I wish I had a co-host here on this show, like just someone, just a big nerd who just knew everything. He's like, actually, you know why people actually watch the news? They find it's a fulfillment in their community and their centers where they could connect to the people around. I was like, okay, whatever. All right, we got enough of that. Daniel. I don't know if that's nerdy enough a name. What's the nerdiest name? I think Luther's pretty good. Luther is that's a pretty dweeb name. Again, nothing against, dude, I just realized I've said this multiple times. I think that's the third time that I've made fun of the name Luther, not in a dweeb sense. I did just now, but I end up just always attacking the Luther community, and I'm sorry for that. And if you want to find out what I really said about the Luthers, just, look it up. You don't even got to watch the news to find out that I've disrespected them, and I want to submit a formal apology to the Luthers. I don't know what it is about your name it's right at the top of the deck. I try to shuffle them, but every time I'm picking up Luthers, man, I'm like, oh, what's a stupid name, Luther? I'm sorry, guys. You think I wanted this? I don't want that. I think Luthers are, nope, I don't. They're okay. Sorry. Oh, a fourth time. I should just listen. The problem with being honest is that sometimes you hurt the community of Luthers only. And I can apologize and still continue to do it, right? Does that make me a bad person? Perhaps. But that's what Tristans are, dude. Tristans aren't great people, and, Luthers are dweebs. And we all have our roles to play. We all have our parts in this universe. And mine is to apparently make fun of a name for no good cause. I've never even met a Luther. I think Loser, and that's how I get there. There's your little mental journey. If you want to know how my mind works, I'm literally just looking for a name that rhymes with the attribute that I'm looking for. So it's like, I'm like, oh, what's the maddest name there is? Probably Max. Sounds good to me, right? Maddie, a layup. So anyways, guys, yeah. I'm in shape. I don't have a nerdy co-host. I wish I did because they could explain things. And just came back from my aunt's house. Went to watch her dogs for just a couple moments. Okay, went over there, and it was nice because I just went there basically to work out. And I hurt my neck somehow, dude. And I was doing pull-ups. I have no idea how I continue. Look, so maybe Tristans aren't horrible people, but they're just stupid. I keep hurting my neck on non-neck neckish neck, they don't even involve the neck. I was doing pull-ups. How in the world am I, I'd have to put my chin on the bar and try and hold it. I don't know what the case is. Again, if we had a Luther on the show who could break it down and explain things, that would be great, but we don't. So I'm the only scientific savant we have here. And what I can say here is that I've got problems, okay? I don't know where my form's breaking down, but it is. And I keep getting stiff. I can't freaking get over there. I want to look left sometimes, man. The world is just trying to keep me straight or right, but they don't want me going wrong. So that sucks, but it is what it is. And tomorrow I'm actually going to help my uncle move, right? Some stuff at his work. He texted me. He's like, hey, by the way, I need some muscle. And I said, what? You know, that's why I went over to his house. I just went over to work out. He's like, why are you using the gym? I was like, because I got to prepare, you know? I didn't know I was going to hurt my neck, but I will be there. Nevertheless, I show up for family, man. They say, if you're not showing up, you slowing up. You know what I mean? Right? I don't know what that means, but I like to end most things I say with a you know what I mean. I feel like, arguably, that's probably the best way to get someone on your side. I think it's not even psychological really at all. You're just saying, hey, you know what I mean. I'm forcing you to understand. It's like an advertisement. Just say, buy these Pringles. Buy these Wrangler jeans. You know what I mean. Okay. I mean, I didn't, but he said that. He said, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't often know what I mean, and neither do the people around me. But listen, I don't know what kind of knife you're using, but I like the cut of your jib. So, you know what I mean? And no one does. No one ever knows. I don't know, but I love saying it because I feel like maybe I can convince you. You're like, yeah, this makes no sense. This makes no sense. This makes no sense. Did he just say I know what he means? Okay, I'm back on board. All right, explain yourself. I know what you mean now. So that's always cool. I had a rockin' new commercial come out lately. Okay, if you haven't seen it, I'll show it to you now.
West Virginia Lottery. Halloween Scratchers. Get them before they ghost you. Limited time only. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly.
It was freaking sweet, dude. And I can't remember what I had talked about before when I went to go record this, but long story short, it was that overnight shoot when I drove freaking hours and hours and hours into the middle of the night, and I showed up at an abandoned grocery store, which was cool, and it was nice to be like the first on the roll call list. I think that was my first time ever being the main guy, which was cool. It was really sweet for a second. But then lunch came, and I realized that at this point I was the only actor in the facility. So they all had their groups and their cliques, and I ate lunch alone, you know? So much for the main star. That kind of riding the high of like, dude, I'm so cool. Like, I'm the face of the freaking lottery. I get, and like, okay, now eat alone, dweeb. Like, oh my gosh, this is my Luther moment. So yeah, I ate pancakes at 4 a.m. alone at a breakfast table, but it was cool, man. I did have a lot of fun, and I tried to weasel my way into some other people's conversations, but they didn't make any sense to me because they didn't end any of them with, you know what I mean? If you did that, maybe I was like, okay, well, maybe you just I'll hear you out. Let me hear what the story is. But they talked about alligators or something. And I don't know anything about alligators, okay? So if you want to try and approach me with a conversation like, oh man, I can't wait to talk to Tristan about alligators, save it. I got nothing to contribute. It doesn't mean I don't want to hear about it, but if you're looking for me to, you know, volley and play back with you, I don't got nothing. I don't know anything about alligators. I don't even know what the difference is between an alligator and a crocodile. I think it's just a different name that they just threw out there because they want to feel like there was more species of this animal. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing for you, so save it. But yeah, that's what they were talking about, and I couldn't contribute. It was hardcore. Other than that, it was cool. They had a lot of snacks and delicious cookies that I couldn't partake in because at the moment I was still really good about my discipline. And, you know, it took a lot out of me. I was just, oh my gosh, the effort to withhold myself from eating all this. I know I could be riding a high right now, you know? Addictions are tough, I guess. But anyways, that was basically how the whole shoot went. The people were great. They were phenomenal, even if we didn't click all the way. There's nothing more I can say about that. I mean, you know, if you're watching this and you were a part of the shoot, I'm sorry. That was all I think great and phenomenal are pretty up there. That's high praise, you know? I don't got nothing more. So yeah, that was a good time, and it's just cool to be a video game. Also, dude, what I didn't even know until recently is that there's a song in the 80s, I think, called Pac-Man Fever. Pac-Man Fever! I'm not going to play it, but that should give you the gist. And I didn't realize that I was related to the person who wrote it. And I wasn't really paying attention, but even if I did, like they were, it was a whole like FBI sketch of the string. Okay, this is related to this person. I'm not going to be able to track it. Just know I'm related. We're just going to call him Uncle. And I've never met the guy, but apparently he wrote Pac-Man Fever, very popular song. And I tried to bring that up, okay, to the people while I was working there, in case you thought that maybe it was nepotism. Maybe because he's the freaking nephew, cousin's uncle, freaking friends of the, the guy who wrote Pac-Man Fever. That's how he got the job. That's not what happened at all. I tried to bring that up thinking that was going to be a fun fact. And go, oh, that's so crazy. And now your hair stars align. And they went, oh, anyways, let's talk about some alligators, huh? I got nothing. But if I would have ended that with a, my uncle kind of ish wrote Pac-Man Fever. You know what I mean? They go, holy crap, I do know what you mean. But I didn't do that because I didn't think in time. So, yeah, it's been really cool. It's been great. I'm thrilled that I'm a video game-ish. And I saw the freaking actual lottery machine. I saw my thing going through it at a gas station. How cool. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. And my dad actually walked in and he saw it, and he starts bragging to the people inside the place, the employees, the customers, all of them. He goes, hey, that's my son over there. You see that? That's his commercial. That's his thing, right? And, I feel like people, when they actually succeed and they have some recognition, you do this whole thing where you get embarrassed and you go, dude, I just know. I'm not there yet, because I was freaking, yep, it's me. You guys see it? Who wants freaking tattoos? Thought maybe that'd be better than an autograph. Nobody wanted any of it. They were like, oh, okay, let's talk about some alligators. So that was awesome, man. And I got another gig recently that I can't talk about, so we'll see about that. I do know that I really want to cut my hair, kind of like I'm torn between it. One, I can't cut it because I keep auditioning for things, and they expect a certain amount of stupid. I kind of got a Luther haircut. Or I'm sorry, it's a Tristan haircut. I'll own it. It's a Tristan haircut. It's wild. It's out of control, and that's exactly who we are. So yeah, they expect a certain amount of insanity when I get the job, if I do, so I can't even cut my hair. And every time I get finished with a gig or I'm out of the running for one, I audition for another one in the meantime, and then we're still going through this whole cycle, man. So I can't cut it, although it is nice because every time I step outside, man, I keep getting compliments on it. And I don't want to bring that up in a way that sounds like I'm mad about it. I'm not upset with the compliments, okay? And I just want to understand it, okay? I've looked stupid my whole life. I don't know what the deal is, man. I'm starting to think it more so might also have to be with the fact that I've put in just a little bit of effort into my appearance outside of my hair. It's like, oh, he's wearing a clean shirt. He's wearing a watch now. I think having stupid hair with clean clothes makes it look like that was on purpose, as opposed to me walking out in just some raggedy, just Old Navy shirts from Old Navy, and they're like, oh, he's homeless. So I feel like it might have to do something with that. Again, I'll never understand it. I do appreciate the compliments. It's going to be hard to say goodbye to those when I do eventually cut my hair, but you have to understand, man, even if it looks good, it's hard, man. It just keeps on falling in my face, especially when I push it into my face. So that's cool. But anyways, yeah, every time I get these gigs, I'm forcing myself to never cut my hair. And I just really want to. Although, again, I spent so much money on all these Looney Tunes hats. I shouldn't spend the money. So, yeah, like I said, I got a new gig. Thank you, Jesus. I keep kissing the Lord. I hope he's okay with that. I'm like, what the frick is this? Get these out of I think that maybe just sending up that, I love you, God. Man, he's just sitting up there. He's directing the chorus of Angel. It's like, oh, we got a new prayer. What the? Ew. Why is he kissing up on me? All right, I got you a gig, huh? Gave you some success. I got you back on the wagon, right? I removed all the alligator conversations from your life. What more do you want? Quit sending these gross kisses. Put on some chapstick. Sorry, God. So I don't know what God's thinking, but I don't have a Lutheran to explain Exactly what the Lord's feeling. So that's going on. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's everything I have to talk about because I don't know anything about alligators. But yeah, we've covered exactly what's going on with this week, and my neck is sore. I'm very hot. I'm very sweaty, and I feel sick because I just want cookies. And I think that's the opposite of the effect of health. I think you should be feeling better. The more proper feel you put in your temple. I don't, dude. I want 100% more fat. I just want to eat it all. But, in due time. Oh, you know what? Speaking of questions, I'm going to hit the roller again. In my other video, when I was not the podcast, but I was talking about ranking, I mentioned candies, dude. If anybody out there wants to submit their favorite candy or candies, I would love to hear about it because maybe for the Halloween episode of the podcast, which you can see circled back there, kind of, you can't. But if you did, you would know what I'm talking. You know what I mean? I think maybe we'll do a fun thing on the show because I made a pretty bold statement. I was talking about, Take 5s are the freaking best candy in the market. And if you don't believe that, you're a Luther. But I am interested to hear what kind of candies do other people like, okay? Because I can admit to the fact that I'm not, the most normal or sane person on the block. So I'm just curious if there are normal people out there with average taste buds and normal minds and, they wake up every day and brush their teeth every single time without fail. I would love to hear what your side of the story is. So if you want to, submit your favorite candies. And maybe what would be cool is if we had enough people talking about candies, we would make like a little bracket. Let's see what the best candy really is on the market, huh? So anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you. I'll see ya. And this has been a fantastic episode. You know what I mean?